Management Solutions has released its Nordics Economic and Financial Outlook report for the fourth quarter of the year. During the fourth quarter of 2017, all the Nordic country economies register a positive year-over-year growth, accelerating their rates compared to the third quarter of the year, with the exception of Norway. Sweden experienced the highest acceleration of its GDP of 0.44 percentage points from the previous quarter, reaching the highest year-over-year growth rate at 3.29%. Inflation rates stood between 0.60% and 1.77% during fourth quarter, decelerating from the previous quarter, while the unemployment rate decreased in all Nordic countries when compared to the third quarter. Regarding Denmark, its GDP growth rose to 1.36% in the fourth quarter. This behavior was due to the growth of domestic demand driven by fixed capital formation. The inflation rate decreased to 1.27%, while the unemployment rate descended to 5.40% in the last quarter. Norway experienced a deceleration of its GDP growth, recording a growth rate of 1.60% in the fourth quarter. This behavior was due to decrements in the growth rates of private consumption and investment growth. After decreasing in the fourth quarter of 2017, the inflation rate stood at 1.30%, the highest of the four countries. Unemployment decreased in the fourth quarter of the year, reaching a 3.80% rate, the lowest among the Nordic countries. As for Sweden, its GDP growth increased to 3.29% in the fourth quarter, and this performance was driven by the acceleration of the external demand and private consumption over the previous quarter. The inflation rate increased to 0.77% during this quarter, while the unemployment rate rose to 6%. Finland registered an increase in its GDP growth rate in respect to the previous quarter, reaching 2.40% rate, and this acceleration was supported by the higher growth of private and public consumption, as well as of net exports. The inflation rate decreased with respect to the previous quarter, standing at 0.60%, and finally the unemployment rate decreased over the previous quarter, reaching a rate of 7.60%.